Hi guys, Randy Random here, bringing you another MLB The Show 20 video. So San Diego Studios dropped a lot of content today, you guys. I'm really excited to talk about it. A lot of good stuff. We have a new event, as you can see here, that dropped today. So Future is Bright event. We have a new player program. So another good diamond for us to grind. Super excited about the player they went with this time. And there is a new headliner pack that we can go ahead and take a look at. But before we get into the meat of this video, I just wanted to let you guys know that over the next week, I will be dropping a new series focused around ranked seasons. It's really about just having fun with as many different cards as possible, not playing with the typical meta cards that most people are out there playing with. So trying out cards that are a little more obscure and hoping to find maybe, you know, a little gem here and there, all while having fun and seeing how far I can get in ranked seasons with these different setups, these different squads. So if you're interested in that and more MLB The Show 20 content overall, please be sure to hit the subscribe button and hit the notification bell. I would greatly appreciate it. So without further ado, let's get into the content for today. So a lot of good stuff. First, I want to take you guys over to the new headliner pack. And as you can see here, the main player focus here is Nick Madrigal. So it's a 95 overall second baseman, so really high rated diamond card for this Future Stars card. I would say probably one of the top second basemen in the game, other than obviously Ryne Sandberg. Fantastic hitting stats, so 111, 99, lefty righty. Really good vision at 114. He's a clutch card with 108. The only thing that lets this card down is its 53 power versus right, 60 power versus left. It has fantastic fielding. We all know how important fielding is, although it doesn't really matter this year in the outfield so far whether you're good or not. But in the infield, fielding is still very important to make those diving plays, and at 92 fielding, 87 reaction with 98 speed, he's going to be able to get to a lot of balls that most second basemen just can't. And with that 75 arm and 71 accuracy at second base, that's more than enough. So overall, a really good card. I don't know that it's worth the stubs, so right now it's going for about 55,000 stubs. If you went with Ryne Sandberg, there really isn't a need for this card in particular, especially if you're no money spent. But if you didn't go with Ryne Sandberg at your first XP reward, then this might be a card worth picking up. It's definitely gonna hold its own at second base. So I'm gonna go ahead and open a couple of those set headliner 12 packs on Friday along with the headliner 13. So keep an eye out for that video. I'm gonna have a mini pack opening on Friday for you guys. So the other bit of content that came out today is the new event, the Future is Bright event. So this one is focused on prospects, future stars, and face of the franchise players. Other than that, the only other types of cards allowed are live series common cards that are 62 plus overall. These are going to be 16 in games, so not quite as long as those ranked season games, and it's at All-Star. So they dropped the difficulty from the previous event from Hall of Fame down to All-Star, so it should be a little bit easier to hit. As far as the rewards, the first one here, you get a Logan Gilbert starting pitcher. Not going to knock anyone's socks off, but this might be a good card to turn around and use within this event if you're kind of lacking on good cards, but you need to get a 25 wins first, so you have to have a decent squad to begin with, right? At 40 wins, it's the prospect Gavin, second baseman from the Los Angeles Dodgers. Honestly, a pretty solid second baseman. He's a lefty bat. He has secondaries at shortstop. Overall, decent contact versus righties and lefties, and decent power, 88, 78. So if you didn't pick up Ryne Sandberg or aren't interested in getting the Madrigal card, this is probably going to be a pretty good option at second base, one of the better options out there. And definitely the holy grail for this particular event is this a 95 diamond Alec Bohm. This is a Future Stars card. Design on the card looks pretty cool. The red really pops on this card. And what else pops on this card is the stats. So he's a third baseman with secondary at first base, 104 contact righties, 91 contact lefties, 92 power right, 84 power left. So really good pop on this bat. We all know that right now power is king. It's the meta so far. Until they do some tweaks to the batting, that's really what you're looking for. It's gonna hold its own at third base. That's with 70 fielding, so not fantastic, but with that 94 arm, 86 accuracy, he'll be able to make up for maybe an error or two over on third base and still get the runner out. 58 speed is not ideal, but with that power, hopefully you won't need him to be too fast around the bases when he's trotting around. So pretty cool rewards. Obviously, you also get a couple of packs on your way to that 50 win. So if you're interested in this event, it ends April 30th, so you're gonna have to knock out quite a few games per day. Grind out as many Team Affinity players as possible. That's probably your best bet if you're not interested in spending the stubs on the prospect cards that are available. So good luck, you guys. I'm gonna give this one a shot, see how far I can get. And the other bit of content that came out today is under programs, player program. They dropped a new second inning Jorge Posada 85 overall diamond. So pretty excited about this one. He's a switch hitting catcher, a lot like what's his name? Chicago White Sox catcher. A lot like Yasmani Grandal. Difference being is he has a little bit more speed. And I don't know, the swing on Jorge Posada just seems really smooth. In completing the actual program, completing the moments, I really got a nice feel for his swing. I didn't have too much trouble with the moments on this card, unlike some of the previous ones like Jackie Robinson and Al Kaline. So the stats, 70 contact righty, 82 power. So, you know, decent little stats for a catcher. He really stands out with his 95 contact against lefties. 69 power is still pretty good from the hitting from the right side of the plate. Discipline is fantastic at 122. Vision is pretty low, 48, but that's pretty common for a catcher, especially if you've used the Gary Sanchez. And so yeah, so while speaking on Gary Sanchez, let's say you went with the Mondesi on your first round through the XP reward path. This Jorge Posada is probably going to be one of your better options at catcher. And even if you went with Gary Sanchez, his switch hitting ability might interest you more. I know I have a little bit of trouble facing lefties with lefty batters. I don't know if you're having the same issue facing righty-righty. Then a switch hitting catcher is always great to have. Fielding is solid at 74, 77 arm accuracy. Not going to throw out all the runners, but you'll have some success. 74 accuracy, 71 reaction, and 74 block is pretty decent. So silver across the board on the defense. Honestly, I just think it's worth it to pick this card up. It's a grind. It's cool to have. I like Jorge Posada growing up, so it's pretty cool to have him so early in the game, unlike last year. If you look at the actual requirements to complete, as always, my best advice is to complete the moments, and completing the play versus CPU requirement for those 8 last points, because the moments give you 42. The moments aren't anything crazy. Let me actually go into the moments real quick. Give me a second. Okay, so best way to see the moments is actually going into moments. Go into second inning, go into the Posada program. As you can see, he already completed all the moments for this guy. Nothing too difficult, especially like I said with his swing, the amount of power he has. You're not gonna have that hard of a time completing these missions. So the single game missions or moments, I mean, are pretty easy. They're pretty self-explanatory. Basically, hit the stats you need. Like here, tally 5 total bases, hit a home run, tally 3 hits with 2 extra base hits, tally 7 total bases and hit a home run in this one. So they're pretty easy to complete. Tally a hit, and if you have any trouble, these aren't too bad, because right then and there you can hit the restart button and try again. You're not wasting any time. The only one I would probably, give you a bit of advice on is this one. If you don't get a extra base hit on your first at bat, maybe just restart it, because it would, it would suck if you get to your last at bat and you needed that extra base hit and you didn't get it. It would have been a lot easier if you just got it early on and locked it in. So other than that, pretty easy single game length moments. This one does have quite a bit of the multi-game moments though. So this may be common knowledge to some of you more seasoned MLB The Show vets, but if you're having trouble completing these multi-length ones, I would recommend going in with a plan before you start the very first game of the moment. So if we take a look at this one, for example, you have 4 games to get on base 9 times and hit a home run. So right off the bat, my mission is to get on base 3 times the very first game. That way I only have to worry about getting on base twice per game the rest of the way through. And if I don't complete the getting on base 3 times my first game, I go ahead and quit, and then what I do is reset the multi-game moment. I don't want to get to that last moment and get stuck with having to get on base 5 times in a single game. Nobody has fun doing that. So just hit the R1 button, hit reset series, and no harm, you haven't lost any games, you were only on your first one. You make sure you give yourself a nice base, and then also make a plan on where you want to be before the last game. So you want to be on your last at bat in the penultimate game and know that, hey, I'm only gonna need to get on base 2 more times for that last game. That's very doable. And in that last game, if you feel that you aren't going to complete the moment, make sure to dashboard so you don't lose your progress. So I'll show you guys how to dashboard, just in case you've heard of this and aren't quite sure how to do it. In just a few minutes, I'll show you guys how to dashboard, and so that way you can easily complete these moments without wasting too much time. And if you look at this one, for example, you have 4 games to tally 8 hits with 3 extra base hits. My plan on this one would be just on the very first game to tally at least 2 hits and 1 extra base hit. So start chipping away at those extra base hits. And by the last game, I want to have only tally 2 hits left and maybe 1 extra base hit, preferably none, but no more than two hits and maybe 1 extra base hit before the last game. That way you're not stressing out too much and having to restart a lot, because it does take more time to dashboard than it is just to restart from the very first game and give yourself a nice base. This one, tally 4 hits. This one is on All-Star, so it is a little more difficult, but you don't even need to get a hit per game. So on this one, I would recommend maybe at worst, make sure you get 1 extra base hit on the first game. If you get an extra base hit on the very first game, then you're looking at 3 hits and 1 extra base hit for the remaining 4. Really doable. This one is get on base 9 times, tally 1 extra base hit. You have 5 games and it's on veterans, so you don't even need to average 2 on base per game, and you have 5 games to tally an extra base hit. Don't really need much of a plan. You just want to know where you want to be before that last game. You don't want to end that penultimate game without knowing you're ready to go into that last one. So let's say you're on for example, this one, you're on your second to last game. You still need to get on base 4 times in your potential last at bat. Then you probably want to go ahead and dashboard that game. So let me go into one of these moments and show you how to dashboard. All right, you guys, we're back here. So I went through and I restarted this particular moment. So I knocked out one of the games. The get on base requirement went down from 9 to 6, so I got on base 3 times the very first game. And remember, I told you you want to knock out at least 2 stats per game, so get on base at least 2 times per remaining game to make sure that you're not too far behind on that last and final game. So we're gonna go into this game, and I'm just gonna really quick just bunt over, strike out to the point where I basically don't have any of those get on base stats knocked out. And then you're gonna see I'm gonna dashboard, and I'm gonna come back, and you're gonna see the same amount of games remaining, same amount of stats remaining. So let's go ahead and try that out real quick. All right, you guys, so here we are back in the 8th inning. Just want to show you guys a situation. I've pretty much played through most of the second game. I didn't knock out any of the get on base requirements, so I still need to get on base 6 more times. I still need to hit another home run. It's the 8th inning, so this is more than likely going to be my last at bat of the game. You made decent progress your first game, but you didn't make any progress the second game, but you don't want to lose that progress from the first. All you have to do is hold the PS button, close application, hit OK, go right back into the game, and then that way you don't lose the progress from your first game. You don't have to reset the mission and start from 0, or even if you don't reset immediately after this game and you go into the 3rd game, you're not putting yourself in a position where you have to average at least 3 get on base per game, which I know is pretty difficult. So that's why I like to just knock it on the first game, make sure I get that out of the way, and averaging 2 get on base per game is a lot easier that way. So once this loads, I'll show you guys where we are. Actually, I won't cut, so that way you guys can see that it is in fact as easy as just closing the application before the game concludes. So best thing to do, if you don't want to risk it, is just to close out during your last at bat, or your perceived last at bat. Don't wait until too late, because you may think it may be the 7th inning with a couple of outs and you think you might get another out, and if everybody in your team just gets out 1, 2, 3 per inning, you're not going to get to your final at bat. So definitely make sure you do it early enough to not risk it. So if we go down, there it is. We still have to get on base 6 times. We still need to hit a home run, and we still have 3 games remaining. So it's easy as that. Don't risk it, you guys. It'll just take, an extra 30 seconds to quit and load back into the game. That's my best recommendation for knocking out these multi-game moments. So if you follow that bit of advice, have a plan going in, These moments may take a while, but they're definitely doable, guys. So happy grinding. Hopefully, you know, you guys get your Jorge Posada pretty quick and get to try them out. Good luck with the events if you guys want to go that route. And overall, happy grinding, you guys. I'll be seeing you guys again shortly. Don't forget to hit the like button, though. I'd greatly appreciate it, you guys. I'm out.